Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Trails to Azure. We are in the Crossbell Police Department and we are about to head into, well, this little office here, because last time we stopped this here before we entered and saw Dudley and the chief talking together. So let's see what they're talking about. How's it going, as it says? I had a feeling I'd be seeing you soon. I heard you all have been entrusted with the investigation of the cryptids. Yeah, that's right. Keeping your ears to the ground for what we're up to, are you? Oh, don't flatter yourself. The decision was made by the CGF, so it's only natural the news would travel along the grapevine. I've also been informed that these monsters are anything but ordinary. Battling with them will be no easy task. Be sure not to underestimate them. We won't. Thank you for the warning. That aside, it looks like you're being rushed off your feet with the counterintelligence work. What do you expect after Qua went and proposed independence with half of the continent's leaders in the same room? We've got spies coming out of the woodwork trying to get into Crossbell to find out what will happen next. Our hands are full trying to keep tabs on all of them. Are there really that many? There's also the Red Constellation and Heyu to contend with. And of course, we can't ignore the more common criminals either. The situation we find ourselves in has us covering multiple bases at once. It's to the point where the 2nd Division has been taking on cases that would usually be entrusted to the 1st Division. Hence why we had to have this little two-man huddle here. That does explain why the two of you are spending quality time together. Hard times can lead to some strange bedfellows, eh boys? Oh, shut it, Orlando. The point is, it doesn't matter how thin we're stretched. Duty calls, so we'll do what we must. At any rate, you should focus on what's been tasked to you as well. This cryptid business isn't something that can be ignored. We know, we'll take care of it. The 2nd Division has been set up with some cases that would normally be entrusted to the 1st Division. Makes sense, given the situation the department's really mobilizing, ain't it? We do have a large backlog of cases, but I suggest you leave the counter-espionage efforts to us. Focus instead on taking care of the work you've been tasked with. He's just saying, those cryptids? There's a really hard job already, do your best and don't fail. And that is something we'll definitely be doing. Still nothing in here? This room has been empty for a long time. Oh well, now being done here, let's do the rest of the square as well before heading to Orgus Tower. It shouldn't take too long. Maybe? Well, ever since independence was proposed, many have requested that a workshop be held here to discuss its implications. In response, the municipal government and Crossbell News Service will be hosting a public forum on the subject the day after tomorrow. We're currently putting the final touches on preparations. I hope everyone finds it to be a worthwhile event. The Civic Center will be holding a public forum the day after tomorrow to discuss the implications of the state independence. And we're currently putting the final touches on preparation. I hope everyone finds it a worthwhile event. Well, even if they don't think it is, trust me, it is. Door is locked. Our workload has doubled ever since the building was repurposed as a civic center. Once the public forum is finished, I'll have to prepare for the referendum as well. Crunch time feels like it's all the time these days. Yeah, I know how it is. But sometimes you just have to push through it. And hope you don't end up at the other side with a burnout. Oh, the director's with the others across the room. It seems they're going to pore over those books that we found in the Stargazer Tower. Those boys and their ancient text, it's almost cute how giddy they are. Let's have a look who it is. Ah, the researcher as well. This grimoire appears to be a study on artifacts that was penned all the way back in the Middle Ages. That's amazing! Have you been able to glean anything about this author? Well, there's no mistaking that this was written by one of the alchemists behind the construction of Stargazer Tower. But unfortunately, there's nothing that sheds light on who they actually were. Regardless, this is incredibly valuable data. True. Though it's unfortunate that this was all that remained. Even in the Middle Ages, there was no shortage of mystery surrounding the alchemists. It's dubious that there ever were any documentations that could point to their true identities. That is true, too. Well, the fact that all those books disappeared then only deepens the mystery. Well, it looks like Uncle Miles and the others are researching the grimoires we were able to recover. Yes, though it appears that they haven't managed to learn anything new. Just who were the alchemists of the Middle Ages? The mystery only deepens. Indeed, however, the contents of this grimoire are exceptionally intriguing in their own right. Agreed. I think there's room for more analysis, so let's keep reading a little further. Yeah, they're really locked into this research, aren't they? Good on them. Let's see if there are any more people upstairs. And if there are no hidden books somewhere on the planks. Oh, I'm gonna be going to Sunday school soon too, just like Kia. I hope I get to see her there. I get a feeling he is taking quite a liking to Kia. Oh, Abby will finally be old enough to attend Sunday school next year. Hopefully his love for reading will translate to good study habits too. Oh, he makes me so proud. I can't wait to see what kind of student my boy will become. A very diligent one, I'm sure. Alright, that's it for all the buildings here. Let's see how our first exploration of Orcus Tower is. Well, this is the first time we're here during an official round of Crossbell, so let's see how many places we can get to. The idea of Crossbell becoming independent sure is something. It's shocking that Mayor Craw put forth such a bold proposal. I work in financial affairs, so I know better than anyone what a headache our current tax arrangements are. But even so much as mentioning our qualms as a tributary state has been taboo up until now. It is hardly surprising that Erebonian and Calvard have put out dismissive statements about this. That only makes me more nervous about what could happen though. On paper, the purpose of the referendum is to gauge the public interest in the state becoming independent. But even if it won't make anything official, I doubt the two major powers will be happy about it. I'm worried about how they might respond. Well, one might be diplomatic and the other one aggressive. I'll let you guys fill in which one is which. Well, I'm sure you already know. Oh, I'm here on a walk with Mommy today. Oh, I knew this plaza would make for the perfect place to relax. It's a bit of a hike from the busier parts of town, but I find myself taking the time to come here anyway. Yeah, cause it's new, it's all shiny, so it's a beautiful thing to watch. At least for the first few weeks. Pewee. People aren't kidding when they say it's more impressive up close. I came here to see Orcus Tower with my own eyes. It's even more impressive than I imagined. And Crossbell must be loaded to build something this crazy. Well, maybe it's built on a lot of goodwill. I know it's not good to dwell on it, but there's no denying that the terrorist attack was a black eye for our division. While the officers on site did what they could, in the end we had to rely on the major power's force to restore order. To make matters worse, our failure is being held against Crossbell by those same countries. Clearly, we still have a lot of room for improvement when it comes to crisis management. Yes, but let's also be honest, Crossbell's hands are really tied because of how things are right now. They cannot enhance their forces, they cannot be properly equipped without breaking one of the rules they have. One of the things that would be solved if they become independent. So yeah, you're doing the best that you can. Could there be slight room for improvement? Of course. But that part would help tremendously. More than a month has passed since the trade conference. The terrorist attack wouldn't have been the biggest story that day if the independence proposal hadn't overshadowed it. Just 2 more incidents to add to Crossbell's year-long streak, and we haven't even had a chance to take a breath. Can you believe it's already October? I worry that if I blink, the rest of 1204 will come and go, just like that. Chances are very likely. Oh, hi there, special support section. Welcome to Orcus Tower. If you have police business here, you can get started at the reception desk up front. Visitors can't do much of anything until they head there first. I wonder if the same goes for us. Oh, hey Lloyd and co. Working hard, or hardly working. Something like that. Are you here to get some coverage on the diet, Grace? Bingo! We're trying to score an interview about the newly passed bill. And while I'm at it, I'm going to sneak in a few questions to gauge the diet members' opinions on state independence. Getting right to the heart of the current issues, I see. You know it. Politics has been a big old snooze fest these days. Nothing scandalous or spicy for sales around. Oh well, maybe I can find some halfway decent gossip material if I dig around enough. That's what you're really after today, isn't it? Yes, she is. Sure, no scandals is good for the state, but a girl needs some dirt to write on. Oh well, maybe I can find some halfway decent gossip material if I dig around enough. I really hope Grace doesn't push her luck with the diet members today. Being her damage control is one of the most harrowing jobs I've ever had. But I'm sure with all her experience and the things she gets up to, also very fulfilling. Wow, this place is amazing. 10 steps in and Orcus Tower is already a sight to behold. It's almost like we're time travelers from an horrible science fiction novel or something. Welcome. This reception counter handles a variety of public service procedures. Here, you can make utility payments or register for a change of address. Many services offered at this counter are also available at the Civic Center. We understand that Orcus Tower may still be a bit inconvenient to travel to, so use whichever office is easier for you. Welcome to Orcus Tower. Here at the General Store Desk, General Reception Desk. We assist traveler visitors with whatever question they may have. Feel free to ask about anything from the tourist information to healthcare and other social services. I thought it was going to be like a store here or something. You're the SSS, correct? Ah, the ones who joined the security detail during the conference. If you don't mind, I'd like to explain what we do here. The counter before you is for administrative services. My job is to process public records requests, police inquiries, and so forth. Should you ever need any assistance with such matters, please feel free to come see me. Alright, I have a feeling we might need you at some point. I've heard that Orcus Tower elevators are the speediest one on the continent, though you'd be hard-pressed to notice how fast you're going since they ride so smoothly. Are we still allowed to go upstairs? Do you have an authorization card? I'm afraid you won't be able to ride the elevator without one. Ah, okay, so this is where it stops. Basically the same construct as the IBC, which is fine, so it's not too much out here. Alright, let's continue on with the next region then. Shall we head straight to the IBC? I think I might. I do think the Harbor District and maybe even the Eastern District, I'm pretty sure we could finish that today too. Depends if we find anything quest related. I've been thinking about whether or not Crossbell should become independent. In either case, it's going to have a huge impact on the IBC. Not that I can grasp the particulars or anything. And coming in here, I suddenly got a brainwave of all sorts. We haven't checked out the dollhouse, so I think at the beginning of the next episode, I think I'm gonna start there, because you never know, there might be something there, and even if it's not, I do want to check it out. Yeah, let's keep that in our mind. Did you know that this building has a private staff-only training room? It is popular among the security department as well as any other employees in need of a good workout. I've also spotted Mr. Croix in there, though not quite as often lately. It's a rare opportunity to see her outside the usual business attire. Instead, she'd be working out in gym clothes. Dripping sweat, breathing hard. Be still, my beating heart. Excuse me, but you'll need an authorization card to use the elevator. If you have business upstairs, head over to the reception desk and check in there first. I want my permanent cards back. We're at chapter 3. We should already have one. I had a feeling stock prices would turn unstable in light of all that's happening. Only rarely do they ever become this erratic. There's no telling where, when or how much they'll swing. Times like these are the riskiest when it comes to investing. Not the sort of market I'd recommend for an amateur. Yes, but you know what they say, high risk, high reward. It also means high potential of losses, but if you are lucky and you know what you're doing, you could do a killing. It's been over a month since those Erebonians and Calvardian terrorists attacked the trade conference. It's disappointing to hear that some of them have managed to evade arrest all this time. But surely, it wouldn't have been so easy to return to their home countries. They might still be hiding out there in Crossbell. The financial market has been volatile across the continent since the major proposal for state independence. While we haven't seen any major lopsidedness, stocks have been changing hands at increasing rates. As for whatever all this speculation will pay off or not, that hinges on what happens next in Crossbell. They do say that stock indices are just like life. You can never predict how they will turn out. Well, if you can see their patterns, you can probably see a lot of things. You just need to make the right decision at the right time. That's why I never dabble in investments, cause I do not make the right choices. Oh, hello SSS. If you're looking for the acting CEO, she's currently on a business trip abroad. Acting CEO? Oh, that would be Belle. And the board of directors assume most of her father's duties as CEO, and she was appointed shortly after. For the time being, that makes her the head of the IBC. Damn, that's pretty impressive for someone her age. But hardly surprising, no, Marital. I think it's crazy no matter how you slice it. Her workload is a lot heavier now than it was before, I'm guessing? Oh yes, that would be correct. Fortunately, the board of directors is doing everything it can to lend its support and lift some of the burdens. Now that she's the acting CEO, her duties are taking her far, wide and everywhere in between. Yeah, they must be. I can't imagine how busy she must have been these last few weeks. Incidentally, Mrs. Croix should be returning sometime this evening. However, her schedule puts her right back to work tomorrow with several business meetings and consultations with our various departments. I'm terribly sorry, but I don't think you'll be able to see her for the time being. Oh, that reminds me though. Miss Croix did leave a message for you. Mariabelle's Pom Pom Party account info. Is this a Pom Party account? Marital plays too? Oh, surprised? As head of the technology department, it only stands to reason that I'd have an interest. Go ahead and register my account. If you would, I'd be happy to use my skills to put you in your place. That's exactly how it reads. Is it now? Something tells me she wrote it especially for Lloyd. Even got his exact reaction. Oh, you're undoubtedly correct. I wouldn't put it past Belle. Oh, it's just as Miss McDowell says. You always did know her best. Sounds like she isn't acting CEO for nothing. And that impression of her was spot on too. Bravo, miss. I may have been laying it on a tad thick. Regardless, that was her message. Mrs. Croix is never far from an orbital terminal, so you may challenge her whenever you see fit. Right, I'll keep it in mind. Oh, Miss Croix will be returning from her business trip sometime this evening. However, her schedule is booked for the foreseeable future, so I'm afraid you won't be able to see her. That is okay. Did we have... I think we do? It's 500. Doesn't... let us say it doesn't break the bank. Yes, and pun was definitely intended. Since we are at the bank. Alright, 5. Good. That's the standard. No. Standard rate I'm always going for. There's just the 1000 as a, let's say, the edge of where to get the money. Because with 1000 we can do still a lot of editing with our, like, our orbital. Yes, with the orbments. Because I still need to operate through a few quartz. I also want a lot of money so we can buy some more 80k equipment accessories. So yeah, we still need to grind a lot of Sepith once we find a new location that we can do that safely. And trust me, we will find it. Mm, 50k. Well, it's not too bad. That will definitely tie us over for a little bit. But ideally, I would like to have like maybe 240,000 more. Because that will give me all the accessories I need for my current party. Like extra attack power for Randy. Extra, well, you could think of having maybe even an extra evergreen for Lloyd or something like that. So yeah, still a lot of things that I want. Where we are with the equipment, we are at a pretty good point. Yes, I still want to work on Lloyd's evade, now that we have the money that we can buy the equipment. But other than that, I think we are pretty good. Because I think with all the stuff we can get right now, we can get Lloyd's evade up to 80, roughly. So that is already really, really high, and it can be really useful. Because, like in most fights, as you can see, he's usually up on front together with Randy, so he can take a lot of the brunt of it and just let it go. Go right off his back, miss every time, and counter on it. So yeah. It's one of the reasons why we want that, and for me it's more to try it out, because usually I just buy the best equipment and go ham on the strength and just beat every enemy to a pulp till they're gone. Like putting them Lloyd on evade give us another strategic advantage in a fight, which I think I would really like to exploit. That's also why I've been getting help from you guys in the comments, which is really, really, really nice. But yeah, let's go look around the harbor. And let's check the harbor first. Oh, he's not even there today. Might be somewhere in the middle. No, it's really quiet at the harbor scene today. Don't happen that often. Oh, I think I'll do 2 more deliveries before going on my lunch break. You know what? Putting it that way actually makes me feel extra motivated. Just 2 more till lunch, just 2 more till lunch. I knew Major Clark could dream up some crazy ideas, but independence is radical, even for him. That's sad. I can respect his can-do attitude. Fortune favors the bold, you know. You gotta take risk and challenge yourself to come out in front. Don't expect to get anywhere in life if you don't take bold risks, be it in the world of politics or the path of a humble noodle. Yeah. Or making crazy videos on YouTube, just trying to have some fun. Just take the risk and go do it. Well, it's almost time for Arkansas's revival performance. They just revealed a new cast member. They're debuting too. I can't stop thinking about it. Magazine added a new girl to the cast named Sully. The real surprise is that she's still young enough to be attending Sunday school. Yeah, can you imagine if she does really well? Which I of course hope for her, but she's struggling a little bit. Oh, welcome to the Crossbell News Service. Oh, hello there, SSS. Are you here on official business? Good morning. Yeah, we came to follow up on the support request from the CNS. It was something about needing help with a gourmet guide? Oh, of course. Thank you all for coming. Are you able to start the request right away? Our stomachs are ready. Yeah, we can begin whenever. Understood. If I could just have you wait on the second floor then? The staff member in charge of the request will tell you the details. Oh, hello there, my dearest SSS. Sorry to keep you waiting. I had a feeling it was going to be you, Grace. The probability was high from the start. Well, don't sound so disappointed. Can you show at least a little enthusiasm? It's been forever since our last collaboration. If I recall correctly, your previous support request sent us on a trip all across the state. Wait, just what are you planning to have us do this time? The request said something about gathering material for a gourmet guide, no? You know it. I got a proposal from the Crossbell Business Owners Association a while back. Apparently, they were inspired by Major Qua's efforts. Long story short, the CNS is teaming up with them to put out a gourmet guide. In conjunction with the Business Owners Association? What exactly does that entail? Well, basically they plan to feature the best eating establishment in Crossbell State. And in addition to the coverage, each place is going to offer discounts and other deals to readers. You know how it is. Creep Crossbell near a local and all the jazz. Pretty nifty little plan, wouldn't you say? I think I get it. That sounds pretty innovative. Sure, but let's cut to the chase. Part of this guide is going to feature gourmet recommendations from some of Crossbell's most prominent figures, like Marital from the IBC, for example, and Ilya, Theodore, and Eugene from Arkansas. The goal is to get people talking by having some of Crossbell's celebrity citizens share their #1 picks. And that's where the SSS come in. You'll be taking part too. Well, that's quite a request. I can't deny that it piqued my interest, but does the SSS really belong in a lineup like that? I ain't too keen on it either. It's always nice to be shoulder to shoulder with Ilya and Mariabel, don't get me wrong, but I don't think we're gonna be drawing in readers the same way they will. Let's not mince words here. We're the filler. Oh, no way. You can seriously think that, can you? You guys have been blowing up. You've got a real fan base these days, you know? In fact, we've been getting lots of requests for lurid candidates of your everyday lives. Please don't. I'm just joking. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that you guys are popular in your own right. If that wasn't the case, I would never have asked you here in the first place. Fair enough. What would you like us to do then? So you're on board. Good. Now let me give you the deeds. First, you're going to head to whatever restaurant or food cart you can think of and try their fare for yourself. What I want for each of you is to find a dish that speaks to your soul. It's gotta be the beanies or nothing less. After that, I'll have you all write a little article on your findings here at the CNS. So we have to go to eateries around the state and choose our personal favorite amongst them. One problem though, what if one of us doesn't come across anything they like? Oh, have some faith, Noel. You know how big Crossbell is. I'm sure you can find at least one thing that tickles your taste buds. But if it really comes to that, I'll just have you write a little something about all the spots you've checked out. But that's only a last result. Ideally, all 6 of you should have a favorite dish to introduce to our readers. Which means we're headed to at least 6 different places. Anything we should look out for? Or avoid, maybe? Let me think. Oh yeah, sorry, but everything at Michelin has already been covered and someone else is doing the bars. Other than that, knock yourself out. What a shame. That takes Trinity off the list too. Too bad. I'm sure Abbas will be disappointed to miss out on all those potential new customers. Sorry, Wazzy. I'll put in a word for it with the guys handling the bars. And I've already gotten in contact with all the eligible spots, so don't worry about the tab, we're paying. As long as you identify yourself, they'll be happy to serve you their signature samples. Oh, that sounds lovely. You just have to try 6 places minimum, excluding bars and anything in Michelin. The main challenge is going to be pacing ourselves. We'll be eating quite a lot for every one of us to find a favorite. Yeah, there's no rush. Take your time and savor everything Crossbell has to offer. Once you're all done, return to the CNS so you can report your findings. If I'm not in, just let Tria know and I'll get right back to the office in a jiff. Got it. We'll get started then. A taste of Crossbell. Excuse me. I'm sorry, but entry to the second floor is restricted to editorial staff only. Please redirect any inquiries to me. Oh, of course, don't worry about that. Yeah, and that gourmet quest, I have been getting like tips, warnings and stuff like that about it already, so I think we'll be fine. We just have to find all those places. Each of our reporters covers a massive laundry list of subjects, from social issues like politics and business to lifestyle topics like culture and entertainment. Usually, bigger agencies will assign people to whatever categories they specialize in and divvy up the workload. But here, we've only got a few staffers and a focus on speedy reporting. Any one of us has to be ready to cover pretty much anything. We've got material on 3 different stories coming in this afternoon, but I still have some work left to do on my column. Guess I might as well finish that up while I'm free. That might be a very good idea. Oh, you can come back here. Please take any inquiries you have to the front of the desk. Sheesh. Yeah, never ever will she be happy that we're back there. Don't know why. We're being so nice about it. Okay, so this quest entails that we go to all 6 eating places, just like the noodle stand there. So if we... That was not the button I was looking for. This is the one I was looking for. So... long. That's the thing I want to know. That means we have multiple story segments we can wait until this one has to be completed. This one, and this one all needs to be done before we get to the cryptids, or else they'll be gone. So yeah. So as long as we keep an eye out on the term of this, that we do it the moment it comes to short, we can just keep on looking everywhere. For the things we can get to now, all in Crossbell and the places we've been to, we can do them right now, just prepare them. Because I'm pretty sure someone would like those noodles. Definitely. Oh hey, here to try the best noodles in the land? You're in the right place. Yeah, I guess so. We're with the special support section and we're here about a request. The SSS explained their mission to gather gourmet recommendations. Ah, yes, that whole ordeal. Well, you're in luck, officers. I'm about to let you sample the very best my cart has to offer. And best of all, it's on the house. I call these my heavenly noodles. Eat up, ladies and gents. What a comforting presentation. Oh, that deep red broth tells me this is going to have a kick. And maybe a punch and a chop while it's at it. Ah, come on, give it a chance. Get past the heat and your taste buds will be flying around right up on cloud 9. It'll probably feel more like a henna instead if our tongues are on fire. Well, here goes nothing. Lloyd and the others ate the heavenly noodles. Yeah, and if I have to guess, Randy will be the one that lost the dish. That's my guess. Let's see if I'm right. Oh, hey, you're right. It's spicy, but with a deep, complex tang. I won't deny that it's delicious. My only concern is how hard it is to eat without splashing the broth everywhere. Good point. I don't think that'll be an easy stain to get out. Well, it's always the ladies that are telling me these things. I say that you get to enjoy the best darn noodles under Io sky, and who cares about a few stains? Damn straight. Randy? Ah, there's a whole world of rich flavor just beyond this bowl's spicy horizons. Combine that with this perfectly supple noodles dancing in the broth, if you got something only a real man could appreciate. This is it, Ozel, my man. This is the path of the noodles you've been telling us about. Yes, you finally get it now. Cherish it, young one. That is true enlightenment you're tasting. As a reward, I shall teach you the recipe that served as the foundation for these very same noodles. Master it and open the eyes of all your friends. Nice! This quest is gonna give us recipes. Oh, now I have to wait till the end before delivering it. Hey, thanks, Ozel. Randy was really into that dish, yeah, but it's very spicy. And the only person I can, well, guess that would like that was Randy and Wazzy, because Wazzy, he likes everything, I'm betting, or at least acts like he's liking everything. But the red hair, that gave Randy the edge, definitely. I guess that settles who's writing the piece about this place. I'm glad there's at least one of you who shows some promise. Use that recipe I gave you to strive for even greater heights of noodle ascendancy. I'll be cheering you on from the mountaintop. Alright, there's one member done and settled. We still have at least 5 more to go. Oh, hey there, can I interest you in some juice? Sorry miss, but we're with the special support section and the SSS explained their mission to gather gourmet recommendations. Oh, that thing. Yeah, I remember hearing about it. How about this then? The acerbic tomato soda, my latest product. Like the shake that you make for Speaker McDowell? Yep, whether he's mayor or speaker, he still orders the usual every single time. This is my latest and greatest iteration of it. The soda masks the bitterness a little, that way even acerbic tomato haters can enjoy its benefits. I see. Do we really gotta do this, Lloyd? This might be the end of the SSS. You know the risk of being on the police force, Randy. Every day could be your loss. Just try your hardest to keep it down. Lloyd and the team drank the acerbic tomato soda. Everyone recovered 50 CP. And I have no idea who loved this. If I have to pick, I would pick Noel. For no reason whatsoever. Ah, I'm dying. So I'm guessing not Noel. Not before me, you aren't. That carbonation only serves to intensify this Gehenna-made concoction. Maybe was he? Because he's sophisticated like nobody else? Do you think so? Sounds like there's still a lot of room for improvement then. Anyway, this bellberry juice should work as a nice palate cleanser. Here. Lloyd and team drank the bellberry juice. Oh, this is absolutely delicious. What a stark contrast to that bitter draught that tomato juice was. This one is probably the better choice for the gourmet guide, as far as anyone with taste buds is concerned. Okay, so no one's favorite. Not here at least. It seems my bitter tomato soda still has a lot of room for improvement, but if at first you don't succeed, try again. One of these days, I make something acerbic tomato based that everyone can enjoy, or my name isn't Chroma. I know you will. I definitely know you will. Alright, we still have the ice cream shop at the entertainment district. I think the bar is probably out of the question. Could they specifically told us so? Yeah, and then we have the restaurant on the square. Balloons are not gourmet enough for anything. Then we have the bakery, probably in the western part. Yeah, I think that's roughly the things that I can think of where we have been to and where there is something foodie going on. Hey there, craving some ice cream today? Well, that's actually what we came to ask about. You see, we're with the special support section. The SSX explained their mission to gather gourmet recommendations. Ah, so you guys are the ones on the job, huh? The CNS has already told me about it. I've been ready for this, so without further ado, allow me to recommend my only septic-colored sherbet. Whoa, that sounds good. It's my newest creation, a frozen blend of several delectable flavors all at once. I've even added bits and pieces of candy that burst in your mouth. The texture is an experience you'll never forget. I see, and we'd love to try it. Lloyd and the team ate the septic-colored sherbet. Oh, it's cool and delicious. The presentation is cute too, and I see what you mean about the texture. The candy just explodes on my tongue. Looks like it's a hit with the ladies of the SSS. You're sure about that? Theodot looks like she got hit with a bad case of brain freeze. No, not quite. I was simply too shocked for words. The thrill of popping candy, the creamy, refreshing coolness, and the perfect balance of flavors harmonizing on your palate like an optimized quartz loadout. This is it, the beginning of the sherbet revolution. My apologies, perhaps I went a bit overboard. Safe to say, this one is Theo's new favorite. Do you think you could write about it for the Gourmet Guide? Yes, I will give it a sterling 5 out of 5 recommendation. I'm glad you like it so much. Be sure to come back sometime, I have plenty more where that came from. We don't get a recipe this time? I would have loved to make sherbet. I'm glad you liked our septic-colored sherbet so much. Be sure to come back sometime. I have plenty more where that came from. 40% HP, 20% EP. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. In mains, would the inn be counted among this as well? Technically you can eat there, but it's not technically an official location, is it? No, I will probably test it, but I don't think it is. Bars are out of the question, because someone else is already doing that. That means we can go to the restaurant. Look! Oh, you have a keen eye, Margaret. Forgive me if I'm being out of line, but you truly are wasted on your husband. Oh, Clyde, you always have such a way with words. Oh, that's the man we were told about, and sure enough, he's with Vice Commissioner's wife. Ah, so this is Clyde, isn't it? Ah, so the people we met at Michelin, where I thought was... She looks suspicious, is gonna be a thing, isn't it? And here it is. He doesn't look like any host I've ever met before. We should grab a seat nearby so we don't call any attention to ourselves. There's a chance we'll manage to find something out. Understood. Let's split up and sit at different tables then. Yeah, not suspicious at all. Oh yes, I looked over that pamphlet from before, and after seeing those photos, well, I just about fell in love on the spot. Did you now? Perhaps the two of us could go and visit sometime then. If you'd like, I could even arrange for a room at the hotel. Oh no, there's no need for that. I've already gone. The view was just magnificent, not a single thing to complain about. That's wonderful. And it certainly simplifies things too. Now we can move the plans forward a bit and... They do seem comfortable around each other. Well, it sounds like they're planning a trip to Michelin together. Still, something seems off. To start, the guy's being way too much of a kiss ass. We still don't have any decisive evidence, though. Let's keep listening in then. Yeah, no, I agree. He's too much of a kiss-ass to be like someone trying to flirt his way into a relationship. He looks more like someone trying to sell something to her. Like a salesperson. Well now, with that out of the way, I'll just excuse myself. Of course, and I'll see you again at the club? At No Blank in the Entertainment District? Yes, you can expect me there, ma'am. I wouldn't want to keep you from what you've been dreaming of any longer than necessary. Oh, I can hardly wait. I guess the date is over. What should we do, Lloyd? Well, we've yet to find out anything concrete. Let's keep tailing them. Randy and Wazzy, I will go after Clyde. Ellie, Theo and Null, you three follow Margaret. Make sure you don't get spotted no matter what. Understood. Let's blow this joint. Things are heating up nicely. Sorry to keep you waiting, Clyde. I brought what we discussed. Clyde received a briefcase. Yes, thank you very much, sir. So, how did things go? Very well, actually. She's been quite enthusiastic about the idea. We'll be closing the deal later at No Blanc. That's good to hear. Well, it's almost time for the next cruise ship to leave. I'll head back to Michelin and make sure everything is in order. It's all up to you now, Clyde. Secure this contract and I'll rocket you straight to the top of the firm. I won't let you down, sir. See, he's selling her something. But what exactly? Okay, Clyde, you got this. There he goes. The guy sure is fired up. And from the sound of it, he's meeting up with the Vice Commissioner's wife at No Blanc. What should we do? No need to keep tailing him now that we've got what we need, right? Yeah, let's contact Ellie and the others. We should regroup at the police headquarters for now. I think we have just enough to nail down who this Clyde person really is. Afterwards, Lloyd contacted Ellie and the others who had started shadowing the Vice Commissioner's wife. They decided to meet at the police department to relay the information to the Vice Commissioner. Well, how did the investigation go? Has my wife been having an affair with the host or what? Please, calm down, Vice Commissioner. Ellie, what happened when you trailed Miss Margaret? Well, we watched her as close as we could, but we didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. She eventually went back home to the residential district. And she didn't meet anyone else along the way. However, she does plan to meet this Clyde person at No Blanc later. What? What does he think he's doing, taking my wife to a seedy place like that? Oh, that's the very last straw. I'll assemble an entire SWAT team and storm No Blanc. I told you to calm down, Vice Commissioner. Last thing you want to do is send armed officers there, you know, considering who owns the place. Well, what am I supposed to do then? For every second we waste, that host gets closer to sinking his lecherous fangs into my Margaret. I don't think you have to worry about her falling prey like that. At least not as far as hosts are concerned. What do you mean? Well, Wazzy had it figured out from the start. But I don't think this Clyde is a host at all. Pardon me? Well, if he isn't a host, then what in Idiot's name is he? A salesman. Definitely, for something in Michelin. And he said at the top of the company, so it's not a con artist. From what we could tell, Clyde is most likely a salesman. A salesman? Going off on his speech patterns, it did sound like he wanted to sell something, just not his body or a good time. Exactly. His attitude itself is proof that he's anything but a host. Gentlemen such as myself work hard to give lonely Miss Dams a brief reprieve from their otherwise painfully mundane lives. A top-class host escorts his lady with courtesy, but would never humble himself more than necessary. We aren't there to grovel. I don't know if I'd put it quite like Wazzy did, but my conclusion is more or less the same. From what I could tell, Clyde and your wife didn't look at all like they were having an affair. If pushed, I'd say they came more off as a buyer and a seller. That's the impression I got anyway. Seeing as they met several times now, it wouldn't be unreasonable to say they're working out a business deal of some kind. Even if this is true, just what sort of business purchase is he sweet-talking my wife into? Well, if we keep running with this theory, I think we can figure out what kind of salesman he is. Clyde most likely deals in... I don't know if we got enough for that. Because I'm thinking it's not gonna be jewelry, because if he makes this deal, it's gonna rise to the top of the company, which at first glance screams real estate to me, but it could definitely also be stocks and bonds. Now, if we look at where it is from, it's basically Michelin. So if it was from there, it could be that they're trying to sell the villas or maybe even the guest house there to people, and then it would be a real estate deal, and it's going to be a big one then, which could make Clyde really good, get higher in the company that he's working for. And of course with stocks and bonds, it's really a time-related thing, so you need to buy and sell at the right time in order to get some business out of it, like the guy we talked to at the IBC. I think it's real estate. Real estate. So he was trying to sell her a property. Now that you mention it, Michelin came up during the conversation and things sapped. At first I thought it was about a vacation, but that pamphlet suggested otherwise. Yeah, it was probably promotion upscale properties for sale in Michelin. Plus, after we tailed him to the harbor district, Clyde received something from a man in a suit. That's right. The way they spoke to each other gave me a sense that it was his boss. He might have been delivering him a contract of some sort that needed her signature. If we piece this all together, Clyde is a real estate agent who's been in talks with your wife about buying a property. And it's going along smoothly. Miss Margaret was so receptive, she even went to Michelin herself to scoop out the location. Assuming this is all true, it would explain why she's been meeting with this man so often. Hell yeah. It's all starting to fall into place. And today they entered into the final negotiations, which means a contract will be signed during their meeting at Neu Blanc. Yes, I think I get the gist of it now. Wait a second. That would mean Margaret is trying to buy property in Michelin without even consulting me, wouldn't it? Oh, I'm not made out of money. Does she know how little a vice commissioner makes? Just how does that woman expect to scrounge up that kind of mirror? Maybe she took out a loan? That is a possibility. He may even have convinced her to take out an unreasonably large one. Oh, this is worse than I could have imagined. I know what I must do. I'm going to storm into Neu Blanc myself. I am not going to let this shark swindle my wife right underneath my nose. I'll give this Clyde fellow a piece of my mind and drag Margaret out of there if it's the last thing I do. Thus spoke the hen-pecked husband. I feel like we just flipped some horrible switch inside of him. I'll tell you what, we've already here, so why don't we all go and lend you a hand? It wouldn't be wise to charge into Neu Blanc all by your lonesome, don't you think? I can't argue with that, but is that really the reason you want to go? Hell no. It's drama from the top shelf, and he wants to be there when it all blows up. You have a real penchant for chasing drama, you know that, Wazzy? I haven't the slightest clue what you mean. Regardless, if we don't hold him back, I highly doubt anyone else will. Yeah, we don't got much choice. I'm not too stoked about it, but I think I can get us into the place. My old pal Zax is probably a bouncer duty at the door right about now. What the devils are you all mumbling about over there? I'm headed over to Noblanc and you're coming with me. That's final. Yes, sir. And that's what we're up to. Think you can let us squeeze on by, Zax? Oh, and we'll want to keep this a secret from Shirley and Uncle Sigmund. But I'm sure you already knew that part. I was just wondering when you'd show up again. Don't think it'll be as an errand boy, though. You really have lost your touch, huh, Commander Randolph? Just like the young Miss Sad. Stop calling me that already. I think this is the same Jaeger we saw in front of Crimson & Co. before. Alright. I'll look into the other way this once. Think of it as a little favor from me to you. Just don't stir up any trouble unless I got it. I won't say a peep to the young Miss or the Vice Leader either. Sound good? Just dandy. Well, I played my part. Looks like they haven't arrived yet, so you better get inside if you're gonna ambush them. I think I'm gonna sit this one out though. Oh, that's fine. We'll keep a lower profile anyway. Well, I'm going in one way or another. Now decide amongst yourself who else will be joining me. Someone's worked up about this. His bravado has carried him too far to back down now. I'll go. I have been looking forward to this since we took his request. The Vice Commissioner, Lloyd, and myself should be plenty, yes? Yeah, that should work. The rest of us will remain here on standby then. Make sure to contact us with your enigma if you need backup. Will do. Okay then, you two, let's head inside. Yes, in we go. Okay. We've requested that your wife and the man be seated at the table over here once they enter the club. I see. That'll do just fine. And if turns out he's really some crooked real estate agent, I'll see to his arrest myself. Believe me, I'd say I'd love to see that. Oh, don't look now, but I think that's them over there. Excuse me, I have a reservation for 2 under Clyde. Ah, yes, right this way, sir. My, but this is a fancy club. Oh, is this your first time visiting, Margaret? I would think you've already seen everything Crossbell has to offer with your husband so high up in the police. Oh, please, that's a riot. He may be a vice commissioner, but his salary is peanuts. He'd much rather drink the night away with some hostess in a dingy bar than take his own wife out to dinner. My apologies then. It may only be noon, but allow me to kickstart the proceedings by buying you a drink. I'd be happy to accept. Don't worry, Vice Commissioner. Quiet you, I don't need you telling me what to do. So what if this snooty little tap room is beyond my means? A dingy bar suits me better. What's so wrong with that? Nothing besides your overwhelming inferiority complex. Bringing him with us was a mistake. Shall we get down to business then? Clyde retrieved what appears to be a contract from his briefcase. As you requested, the purchase agreement for the villa in Michelin's residential district. Simply sign your name on the dotted line and it's all yours. Oh, I've been waiting for this moment. I would be more than happy to sign. Oh, we were right. It's a contract for a property at the resort. So what's the plan now? If we haven't learned whether this deal is on the up and up or not. Stay. Stay away from my wife, you charlatan! What? Pierre? Oh no. This can only go well. What in the world are you doing here? Cancel this deal at once, Margaret. This crooked realtor is swindling you. I beg your pardon? Now, hold on just a moment. Crooked? I haven't done anything wrong in the least. Oh, funny joke, comedy man. You can't fool me. Pierre. You're whining and dining my wife, buttering her up and taking some kind of ridiculous loan on the property, aren't you? Pierre. I'll be a cold day in Gehenna if I let you sink your grubby claws into us like that. Pierre. Staying silent, woman. As the CPD's Vice Commissioner, Pierre. Ooh, he's bringing the house down. Oh, I'm sorry, Snookums. That was the quickest surrender I've ever seen. Did you hear that whip crack? You go, Margaret. Goddess, how do I put up with you? You're supposed to be a Vice Commissioner. How could you so blindly jump to the wrong conclusion and treat this man like a criminal? Have you no shame? Well, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Hold on. Are you saying this is all a misunderstanding? Wait, it is? Well, now I'm hooked. Go on, Margaret. Spill that tea and don't leave a drop. Very well. Firstly, Clyde here is a respectable realtor who deals in luxury properties. Your assessment was wrong to begin with. There's nothing crooked about him at all. But I don't understand. We don't have nearly enough funds to splurge for something like that. Actually, I recently took up trading stocks in my spare time. I've been making a tidy profit ever since. These past few days have earned me more than your salary could in half a decade. Stocks? Oh, to be honest, my patience with you has reached its limit. You're a pitiful man who can hardly look his own wife in the eye. Even your position was only earned through luck and connections. And I don't know if it's just so you can avoid being at home with me, but your late night drinking binges are straining our finances. You were in a much better mood when you thought you were the next commissioner in line after the old one was dismissed. But then the other vice commissioner was chosen over you. Your sour grapes have made you grouse and complain incessantly ever since. Isn't that a little harsh, ma'am? Quite honestly, I don't think I could live with you any longer. That was the reason I consulted Clyde. I hope to use my earning to purchase a home for myself. The plan was to separate from you before eventually filing for a divorce. Originally, that is. Out come the claws. Now it's getting good. Were you born without the ability to feel compassion? Wait, did you just say originally? I did. You organized all of this because you were afraid of losing me, didn't you? Up to now, you've been too afraid of me to step foot in the house. I'm impressed that you went through with all of this. So tonight, I want you to come home, so we can sit down and talk this through. Together. Margaret. Oh, I'm very sorry, Clyde, but we're going to have to put this purchase on hold. That can't be, Margaret. We're so close. Yeah, well, if it's not that I've cancelled the deal entirely, but if it was wrong of me to negotiate alone, I look forward to discussing this again in the future. Pierre and I might not be separating, but the property still interests me, so I'm sure I'll purchase it eventually. I would have preferred to close the deal today, but I suppose I can't force you to sign a contract. I'll just excuse myself then. Well, it turns out Clyde wasn't guilty of anything in the end. It made me feel kind of bad for suspecting him the way we did. Who cares about his feelings? What matters is that we kept the Vice Commissioner's sinking marriage afloat. Well, I should be going too, Pierre. I'll see you again tonight. We have plenty to discuss, so come straight home after work, understood? Yes, Snookums. And so he dons the leash yet again. Excellent work today, SSS. Oh, we're glad that everything worked out in the end. It's a relief to know your wife wasn't being taken advantage of. That's all well and good, yes, but now I'm going to be paying out the nose for a villa I've never even seen before. Thank the goddess we're not getting a divorce at least. I suppose we can use the new place as a weekend retreat. Well, Margaret did seem charmed by it, for what it's worth. Yeah man, sometimes you gotta give in and let the lady have what she wants. Besides, the funds are coming out of her own stock market earnings in the first place. Which is a whole different can of worms. How did Margaret even manage to... As if I needed another reminder of how much more capable she is than me. You reap what you sow, as they say. Be that as it may, as long as I'm still a married man at the end of the day, I'm grateful. You have my thanks, SSS. Anytime, Vice Commissioner, you can always count on us. We'll just show ourselves out now. Pierre's marital peril completed. That one was a doozy, but so amazing at the same time. Saving the marriage of Pierre, getting better in his good graces because we helped him, finding out his wife has become a stockbroker and makes tons more money than he is. Damn, if we ever need to, we got enough blackmail material to get anything done that we need from him. Yeah, this one, very good. I'm very happy about it, but seeing as how long this episode has lasted because we wanted to finish this, we'll continue this on the next one. So for now, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are, and if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time as we continue to finding places around Crossbell for our gourmet tastes, and of course continue with our rounds of Crossbell, because we still have lots of things to do, and ending it all with cryptids. So see you then, bye bye.